Hey, what's up everyone? It's Stargirl the Practical Witch and welcome back to my channel. I'm here again with another pick a card prediction, and today I'm going to tell you guys who your spirit animal is and why it is your spirit animal. Now I know you all are really excited to get started on this pick a card reading, but I also want to give a quick shout out to my sponsors. What I look for in hair care is something that is cruelty free and also uses all natural ingredients. It is so hard to find hair care that caters to your specific kind of hair. Function of Beauty has found a solution to this problem by creating a unique formula for your unique hair. Function of Beauty creates custom shampoo and conditioner for your unique hair goals as well as your hair type. It's so easy to do as well because all you do is fill out a 2-minute quiz outlining your hair type, hair goals, and personalized preferences. You can even choose your color and fragrance. It's also important to note that Function of Beauty has no parabens, sulfates, GMOs, toxins, and it's also 100% vegan and cruelty-free. When I first got the box for Function of Beauty, I was so excited to use it because first off, it comes in a box that says recycle, which is awesome because I love supporting companies that are so ethical. And on top of that, it came in these bottles which had my name printed on them, which made me feel like a superstar because everything was so catered to me. Even though I chose not to use the pumps, these shampoo and conditioners do come with pumps if you're someone who's used to using them. Since using Function of Beauty, I have seen a huge improvement in my hair. I bleach my hair so it is very damaged, very coarse, very dry, but since using my custom formula made just for me, my hair has turned so much silkier, so much healthier. On top of that, I've noticed the volume has increased while maintaining moisture as well. I personally chose the milkshake scent, however it is limited edition, so definitely rush over to Function of Beauty and get your milkshake flavored shampoo and conditioner before they take it down because I'm so obsessed with this scent. I will actually sit there and sniff my hair because it smells so good. My hair goals personally is just to have long, healthy, silky, shiny hair that's really luxurious, and since using Function of Beauty and my specific formula, I have managed to control my frizz. I've managed to fix a lot of damage that's been done to my hair with bleach, and on top of that, I also chose purple and lavender shampoo and conditioner because I do have platinum hair and I wanted something to take out the brassiness, and Function of Beauty really does a great job of doing that. This product is so amazing. I'm so pleased with it. It's honestly the only product I've seen that has worked on my hair, and once again, this is because it is specifically custom for me and my hair goals. If you want to support a business that is ethical as well as get a product that's going to turn your hair fabulous, all you have to do is click the link in the description box and you get 20% off your first order. Function of Beauty is currently available in the United States, Canada, Great Britain, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, as well as Singapore. Thank you so much for watching. Now let's get back to the video. Thank you guys so much for sitting through that. I really do appreciate you all. Now let's get started on this pick a card reading where we find out what your spirit animal is. So before we get started, I do need you to pick one of the 5 groups. This is group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once you picked a group, you can fast forward to the timestamp I provide down below to see what your results are. If you need to pause the video to meditate on the cards, feel free to do so, but I also ask that you pick with your intuition and gut and not your eyes, because sometimes our eyes can be a little misleading and I find that warrants the most accurate results. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this pick a card to see who your spirit animal is. Alright, group number 1, let's see what your spirit animal is and why. Okay, just give me just a second to lay down all of the cards so I can really see what we're working with here. Okay, this is really interesting. I actually got multiple spirit animals for you, but one of your spirit animals is actually the water buffalo, another one of your spirit animals is an elephant, and the third spirit animal you have is the frog. So what I'm really picking up is that your main spirit animal is definitely the water buffalo. This is most certainly your spirit animal. This animal embodies your soul and your spirit, but I'm also getting that you have 2 totem animals, which is the elephant and the frog. So pretty much what this means, guys, is that throughout your life, you might see images of elephants on shirts or in stores. You might see them in person. You might see frogs everywhere you go. You might see frogs printed on things everywhere you go. And this is by no coincidence. What I'm really seeing is that one of your spirit guides is actually an animal spirit, and they manifest as a frog and an elephant. So anytime you see a frog or an elephant, or you notice that you're seeing these animals quite frequently, do not ignore it. This is a sign that your animal totem is around. And it's funny because everyone has a whole bunch of spirit guides. It's not just, you know, deceased loved ones or angels. A lot of the times we also have animal totems that watch after us. And I'm seeing that the elephant and the frog for you are reoccurring animal totems in your life, and to watch out for them, because when you see them, this is a signal from your spirit guides, and this is how they try to get your attention. So definitely watch out for these animals. But what I'm really seeing is the water buffalo really embodies your spirit. Now, I know it's not, you know, the coolest animal, it's not, you know, like the prettiest animal, but it's not really about its appearance or anything like that. It's more about its spirit. And what I'm seeing for you guys is it's very likely you're an Aries or a Taurus, sun, moon, rising, or have that very prominent in your birth chart, because what I'm seeing is that a lot of you are very stubborn. You know how to hold a grudge, and you know, this is actually, a lot of people make it out like it's a bad thing, but honestly it's not, because it's good to be like that, because sometimes you need to be able to weed through the energy vampires in your life. But I'm really seeing that you, like, if someone wrongs you, that's it. You don't trust them again. You close off your heart emotionally. Even if you play nice to their face, you are closed off inside, and you do not let them get close again. And also, another thing that I'm seeing about you and really feeling about you is you're someone who, when you think you're right, or if you believe you're right, you do not back down. You have a lot of pride, and you're very stubborn. Now, I'm seeing for a lot of you who picked group number 1, a lot of you might be holding on to some resentment for someone, because I'm seeing that your spirit mineral is actually pink tourmaline. Now, pink tourmaline actually aids in forgiveness, and tourmaline is also very great at cleansing energy. Tourmaline also protects against psychic attack. Tourmaline is one of those crystals you want when you're trying to protect yourself from psychic attack, or you want to rid yourself of old energy, especially if you've been intimate with someone who didn't have great energy and their energy rubbed off on you. But I'm seeing that pink tourmaline is definitely a crystal that you specifically should be carrying around, because this is something that's really going to aid you, and it's also something that's going to make you feel better. And like I was saying before, I feel like a lot of you are holding on to some resentment towards someone, or there's someone you have a hard time forgiving. Maybe it's, you know, you have a hidden resentment towards one of your parents because, you know, your childhood wasn't how it should be. Maybe you have a hidden resentment for one of your friends. Maybe you're holding on to some grudge, and it's really impacting your energy levels, and it's also impacting your auric field. So I'm really seeing that this pink tourmaline will help you forgive and forget, which I know that's something that you don't do. Now, another thing that I'm picking up from you guys is you are very, very, very intimidating people. And the reason why I say that is because your spirit animal is the water buffalo and the elephant. And these animals are very big. They're very intimidating. They're scary. But, you know, the elephant is a very smart, intelligent, gentle creature. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when elephants have young or their babies, they are very, very, very maternal. So what I'm getting for you guys, for those of you who picked group number 1, is you are people who put off a very tough vibe. People actually are a little bit intimidated by you. A lot of people are probably a little scared of you. For instance, if you're dating, people might be timid around you, or your friends might be afraid to cross you over. They might respect you a lot. You know, you just give off a very intimidating vibe. You have a very big vibe, and this is something that intimidates a lot of people. But what I'm seeing about you guys is it's really funny, because deep down, I think that you are actually really sweet people. Or maybe not even that deep down, but behind that intimidating mask, because we have the frog, the Princess Summer, you guys are really sweet people. I even have it with Gaia and nurturing. You're very nurturing people. I also see that you have a lot of tough love to give other people. So you're the type, if your friend is messing up, you're gonna say it how it is. You're gonna put them in their place and be like, you're messing up, you're acting a fool. You know what I mean? Like, you have this tough love way about you. And a lot of the times, sometimes when you're being unreasonable, it's because you actually want what's best for those that you love. So I'm just seeing somebody, for you guys who picked group number 1, is somebody who lets off a very intimidating aura, someone who gives off tough love, but underneath that there's a heart of gold. There's a very vulnerable heart, and I see that about you. Now, another thing I want to tell you guys is that you have a connection with animals. I am 100% seeing that. So, you know, I don't know what your birth chart is, but recently I've been getting into astrology and looking at the different components of astrology and what it says about your natural gifts. But what I'm seeing about you is that I think it's very likely you're a life path 9 or have 9 in your numerology chart, or there's something in your birth chart that indicates a special bond with animals, because I'm seeing that one of your spiritual gifts, because all of us have spiritual gifts, believe it or not. It's not just me or other readers on YouTube. Every one of us has spiritual gifts, and you included. And I'm seeing that one of your spiritual gifts is actually being able to communicate with animals on a level that most people cannot, being able to feel animals in a way that most people cannot. And I really strongly suggest for a lot of you that you start practicing this gift by going out in nature. Now, I'm also seeing for you is that your spirit guides are really trying to communicate with you through your dreams 100%. So for those of you watching group number 1, it's time you keep a dream journal. Every time you remember a dream, write it down in your journal, and I guarantee you when you read all of your dreams over a week later, you are going to see some patterns and some messages that your spirit guides want to give you. So definitely watch out for your dreams, because your spirit guides are trying to send you an urgent message, and they're really tugging on my ear to tell you that. Now, what I also want to tell you guys is it's really funny, because with the Queen of Wands, I'm seeing that you are actually really popular people, or you are people who have a very magnetic vibe, and people really admire your toughness or your hard exterior. People really respect that about you, and it really gives you an edge, and because of that, people are really drawn to you. I don't care if you tell me you don't have any friends or you're antisocial or whatever. Sometimes we're not aware of our own selves because we're so busy being self-conscious, or we're so busy, you know, focusing on all the negative. So sometimes it takes someone else to point out what you're good at. And I'm telling you right now, with the Queen of Wands, you are very popular people. Everyone likes elephants. Who doesn't like an elephant? You know what I mean? So what I'm really seeing is that you are very charismatic, strong personality people, and this is something that you can use to your advantage. And you're also strong. You have a strong spirit. Nothing breaks you. You're not people who have a pity party and you're posting on social media, woe is me, woe is life. You have a lot of pride, and you're strong, and people admire that toughness. And honestly, group number 1, I admire that, just picking up your energy. Now, one thing I do want to tell you as well is I know your spirit animals are, you know, I guess what we call not the cutest animals, okay? I'm not, all animals are cute, but you guys know what I mean. But what I'm seeing with the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands is you are really attractive people, like legitimately really attractive people. And it's not just the way you look, it's your personality, it's your vibes, it's your charisma. I'm seeing that a lot of you have a really like feisty, fiery side, and that just makes you really, really attractive. Some of you might actually have Mars-Venus conjunct in your birth chart. Now, I am picking up some predictions for you guys as well, because I always do. Every time I do these pick a card readings, they just pop up. What I'm seeing is that for a lot of you who are single, and you know, for a lot of you who are single and want a relationship, with the Prince of Summer, this talks about new romantic love is here. A deeply emotional experience with somebody new. So for a lot of you singles, I am seeing that it's very likely within the next few weeks, a relationship or a love interest is going to manifest. If not that, a closer connection with one of your friends, like a really strong soul bond. Even for those of you who aren't looking for a relationship, I think that this person I'm seeing for you is going to change your mind, because from what I'm seeing is they are very loyal, dependable people as well, and it's definitely someone you want in your life. However, what I do want to tell you guys is you need to work on that motivation and that procrastination, because with the 7 of Cups and dream time, I see that you all are dreamers, and sometimes you have a hard time getting up off your butt and getting things done. So it's time that you guys work on that, because I'm seeing if you do, you have a lot of potential to be very successful in life. Now that's all I have for you. Oh, by the way, I also want to say it's very likely you could have the number 8 in your numerology chart as well. I just picked that up. So that's all I have for you. I hope you guys have a fantastic summer, and I will see you later. Bye. All right, group number 2, let's see what your spirit animal is and why. Very interesting, group number 2. I'm just going to go ahead and lay down all of the cards so I can really see the full picture of what's going on here. Alright guys, so your spirit animal is the sloth. I am not making this up. I did not handpick the cards. I actually channeled each one of the cards, but yeah, if you picked group number 2, your spirit animal is the sloth. Now before you get disappointed and you're like, that's not a cool animal, it's not a tiger, let me explain why this is your spirit animal. Now I also want to bring up 2 other animals that came up. It was the cow and also the cat. So your spirit animal could also be a cow or a cat as well as a sloth. Now one thing that I did do is I also drew to see what your animal totems are. Now animal totems are sort of like animal spirit guides. They're animals that follow you around, and when you see an image of these animals, it's a sign that your spirit guides are around trying to get your attention or trying to give you guidance. So specifically for you, number 2, if you constantly see the cow, the cat, or a sloth, whether it's in person, whether it's on a print, whether it's on clothing, you just sort of see it synchronistically every day, this is a sign that your spirit guides are around, kind of like number synchronicity on the clock, like 1111, 111, 222. So pay special attention to what you're thinking and what's going on when you see images of the cow, the cat, or a sloth. Now what I'm getting for you, group number 2, is it's very different from the first group. This is what I'm getting for you guys. You come off as very sweet, gentle, and cute creatures. Maybe you have a Cancer rising. Maybe you are a Cancer or a water sign rising or sun sign, but you have this really sweet, adorable vibe about you. People find you to be very adorable and very cute. And yes, this means you can also be sexy as well. So I don't want you to get it twisted and be like, I'm not cute, I'm sexy. I used to say that all the time when I was younger, because I'm a Cancer rising. But what I'm seeing is you have a very boyish or girlish look, and it's just very cute, and because of that, people just find you to be very adorable. Now what I'm also seeing about you, group number 2, is that you also are people who, even though you give off this very non-intimidating vibe, this very cute vibe, underneath of it you are very, very, very feisty. So it's like the complete opposite of group number 1, who looks tough but underneath is a softie. You guys look cute, but underneath you are really feisty people, and when people get to know you, they might be a little shocked. You aren't someone who's just going to roll over on their back and be submissive and let people do whatever they want to them. Like, you are actually really strong people. You just give off this very cute, non-threatening vibe. And I think for a lot of you who picked group number 2, this is actually your strategy, because it's better to come off as cute and harmless than it is to come off as, you know, putting all of your cards on the table. So I actually think this is a very smart strategy you have going on to seem very cute, harmless, and sweet, because I'm really seeing that it does work out in your favor. Now, what a lot of people don't know about sloths, which I'm seeing is your spirit animal, is yes, they are slow, yes, they are lazy in their movements, but they're actually very, very, very vicious, even though they're very cute and adorable, and there's tons of YouTube videos about how cute they are. They're actually very, very vicious creatures, which is kind of like what I was telling you guys earlier about looking really cute but being extremely feisty, kind of like with the cat. Now another thing I want to say about this cat too is that a lot of you might have a cat or had a cat, and Spirit really wants me to tell you, this was a big message I picked up, that that cat was not put into your life for no reason. That cat was put into your life as a living, breathing spirit guide. And yes, that happens. You can have living friends who are your spirit guides. Animals can be your spirit guides. And I'm seeing for a lot of you who picked group number 2, a cat you have or a cat you had in the past was likely a spirit guardian for you, and they were there to aid you on your soul journey by giving you comfort. Now for those of you who've never had a cat, you don't like cats, you don't want cats, what I'm seeing is that you know, mark my words, I think it's very likely for a lot of you, sometime in the future, you are going to come across a cat or own a cat, and this cat is going to be your best friend, and it's going to come out of nowhere. Even if you're not a cat person, you're going to end up taking care of this cat. And when that happens, remember this pick a card, because I guarantee you it's the spirit guide that I'm picking up for you. Now, I'm picking up a lot of other different things for you guys. One thing is, you are really funny people. Like, you are legitimately funny. I don't know if you know this about yourself or not. I really don't like doing pick a cards where I tell people, you know, nice things about them, not because I don't like doing it, but because I find that a lot of the times people aren't aware of the good qualities in themselves, because we're also used to beating each other up and beating ourselves up. So, you know, it's kind of hard to see all the good things about yourself. Sometimes it takes an outside party to point it out to you. And what I'm really seeing for you guys is you are legitimately funny people without even trying. Like, people find you to be extremely funny, and this is one of your spiritual gifts. Some of you might be a Gemini. I know Geminis are really funny. Now, I also got some predictions for you guys, because every time I do these pick a card readings, predictions always just come out. So I'm going to tell you what they are. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so some predictions may be for you specifically, and some predictions might be for other viewers watching this video. But one thing I'm seeing is that with the Six of Wands, some of you are going to get some recognition very soon. So one message I'm specifically hearing is for those of you who are going to a new school or doing a new job. If you're worried about how people will like you, or if you're worried about friends, I want you to know one big message I'm seeing is you will definitely be taken well at school. You will be definitely taken well at work, and I definitely see you making a lot of friends. In fact, some of the friends you make could be a part of your soul family, which means people that you have known in past lives, okay? So don't worry about that. Now, for others of you, I'm just sort of seeing getting success or recognition or getting attention, and a lot of it. For others of you, I feel like this could manifest in the next few weeks is actually a lot of romantic attention, getting a lot of romantic attention from multiple different suitors. That's another thing that I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing that for some of you, this could also manifest as getting recognized in your family, or your family being very proud of something that you do or accomplish. And this is something that's going to bring you a lot of happiness and joy. Now, like the first group, what I'm seeing group number 2 is I think it's very likely a lot of you suffer from a lot of motivational issues, because let's be honest, your spirit animal is the cat, and they sleep 20 hours a day or something ridiculous like that. And it's also the sloth. So I'm also seeing that you have a motivation issue that you probably need to work out, and Amazonite is actually your spirit mineral and crystal, and this is something you should most certainly have on you or buy or wear on you, because this is a crystal that would benefit you right now, and it's also something that your soul resonates with. And this crystal really helps with stress, because I see that a lot of you suffer from a lot of stress. And I am also picking up that a lot of you will cover up your stress or your anxiety with jokes or laughter or like dark deprecating memes. That's like the kind of vibe I'm getting from group number 2. And I'm seeing that the reason why a lot of you might seem lazy or have motivation issues is actually because you're under a lot of stress, and you stress yourself out, and you don't know how to handle that stress except for shutting down completely. And I'm seeing that this Amazonite would really help you with that. Now, another thing that I'm seeing is it's very likely this coming up full moon, because I am getting this message, okay? Whenever the next full moon is, whenever you're watching this, Google when the next full moon is. I'm sensing that around the time of the full moon, or the week of that full moon, something is really going to come out and come into light that's a little bit dramatic, okay? So watch out for that. I'm not trying to scare you, but if I see it, I'm going to tell you, because I feel like it's my duty as a tarot reader. I'm sorry, everything isn't always sunshine and rainbows. I wish it was. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you later. Bye. All right, group number 3, let's see what your spirit guide is and why it is your spirit guide. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay all of these cards down so I can get a full picture of what the universe is trying to tell you. All right, group number 3. So this is what I'm getting for you. Your spirit animal is actually the wolf. This is a really cool animal to get. I'm going to go into why your spirit animal is the wolf, but I also want to point out that your animal totems are also the white tiger and the dachshund dog. Now, pretty much what this means is that your spirit embodies a wolf. This is the animal that your soul resonates with. However, your animal totems are the dog and the white tiger, which means anytime you see a white tiger or a dog, pay special attention to what's going on, because your spirit guides actually try to communicate with you through synchronicity, such as number synchronicity, but also seeing synchronicity such as seeing animals over and over again, whether it's in person or whether it's on a shirt or on merchandise or whatever. I'm seeing that a lot of you guys see white tigers or dogs quite often, or it's something you're going to start seeing now that you're aware of it. And do not ignore this, because this is your spirit guide trying to get your attention, much like I said, number synchronicity on the clock. So pay attention when you see a dog, a white tiger, or a wolf anywhere, because it's likely your spirit guides trying to get your attention, because that's how spirit guides communicate. Okay, so once again, your spirit animals are the wolf, the white tiger, and the dog. Now, one thing I do want to point out about you guys is 2 of your spirit animals are actually bred to be this majestic. The white tiger is not natural in nature. Or if it is, it's very rare. They're actually overbred, which is very unfortunate, to be that white color. And the dachshund dog as well is bred to be that size and that shape. So what this is really telling me for a lot of you who picked group number 3 is, I'm going to point this out to you because I feel like you could use a self-esteem boost right now, because who couldn't use a self-esteem boost, to be honest? But I'm going to point it out because this is a message I'm getting. A lot of you have a very striking appearance. You were blessed with good looks. You guys were actually gifted in this life with this unique beauty. That's the word I was looking for. I'm trying to think on my feet. I'm trying to think of the perfect words, but you were blessed with unique beauty that's not cookie cutter, beauty that you don't come across very often. There's something very unique about your appearance and your beauty, and it's something that's not found very often. Maybe you are, you have striking colored eyes, maybe you have a very unique face, maybe you have a unique way of expressing yourself, maybe you don't know anyone who looks like you, or there's something about you that is very striking and unique, and because of that, you stand out and you are very beautiful. And I'm seeing that about you. And a lot of the times, like I was telling the other group, a lot of the times we aren't aware of these gifts that we have because we're so busy focusing on all of the negative things about ourselves that we don't see, all of the great things about ourselves. So this is what this pick a card is for, so I can help point that out to you. You have a very striking beauty. I don't care how low your self-esteem is or what you think about yourself. I'm seeing it and you have it. Now, another thing that I'm picking up too is with this dog. For a lot of you, keep in mind this is a general reading, but for a lot of you, you have a dog, or you had a dog in the past, and this dog was actually a spirit guide and was put into your life for a reason, to aid you in your soul growth by giving you love and comfort, kind of like group number 2 who had the cat. Group number 3, I think it's very likely there was a dog that you bonded with once in your life, and this dog was actually sent in your life to help you and to aid you. And yes, spirit guides can be living creatures. They can be humans, human angels, living people can be angels in your life, and so can animals. And I think it's very likely one of your spirit guides was a dog. Now, if you guys never had a dog, you don't like dogs, or you're not even thinking about getting a dog, like I was telling group number 2, I think it's very, very likely at some point in your life you are going to stumble upon a dog, you are going to acquire a dog and take care of this dog, and it's going to be a dog that you bond with, and this is going to be an animal that you love unconditionally. And it's very likely that that's because this animal was sent into your life because you really needed this animal at that point in your life. So either way, look out for a dog, because I'm telling you, they are one of your spirit guides, and I'm most certainly picking that up. For some of you, it could also be a cat as well, because I do have the white tigers too. Now, another thing that I'm picking up for you guys is you have amazing, gut instincts, okay? I'm telling you right now, the wolf has great gut instincts, the tiger has great gut instincts, the dog has amazing smell. A lot of you might have the psychic gift of psychic smell, where you might actually pick up spirits by perfume randomly that hits you, or you might be able to smell when someone is sick. I know it sounds strange, but a lot of us, actually all of us, are blessed with psychic gifts. Just everyone has different psychic gifts that are more prominent. And I really think it's very likely for you guys, your psychic gift is your intuition. You have a spot on, like if your gut tells you something, 99.9% of the time it's right. Or you could also have psychic smell. Now another thing that I'm picking up for you guys is I'm also seeing that these animals of yours are very pack oriented, okay? They tend to travel in packs. Now the thing about you is you are a very unique person, and I'm almost sort of feeling like a lot of you might feel like a lone wolf, or you might feel like you stand out in a way that's not positive, or you might not like the fact that you stand out or you feel so different. Sometimes you might wish you could just fit in, but Spirit really wants me to tell you, group number 3, that you stand out for a reason. You are meant to stand out, and Spirit really wants me to tell you not to try to blend into a crowd so much, because I'm seeing that you are really the type of people that work best independently, and you are people who have a very special spiritual mission here on earth. I am 100% seeing that because I have shaman. Okay, so I know right off the bat you are old souls, and I also have lapis lazuli, which indicates past life. Okay, so you guys are very, very old souls. You've been here many times. I'm willing to bet you have a master number 11, 22, or 33 in your numerology chart, or if you don't, maybe you have a lot of Neptune, Pisces placements or something like that in your birth chart. But I'm seeing that you are very old souls with a lot of innate wisdom, and also you are people who are natural healers as well. And I think it's very likely a lot of you might go into the healing field, whether it's being a nurse, doctor, therapist, a tarot reader, whatever. I feel like a lot of you are natural healers, and that's because you have that past life knowledge that you've carried with you into this life. Now I'm also seeing that for a lot of you who picked group number 3, your spirit mineral is the lapis lazuli. So pretty much what this means is your soul resonates on the energy level of the lapis lazuli, and this also means that carrying a lapis lazuli around with you is something that's going to be very beneficial for you and improve your energetic field. Now one of the reasons I'm seeing that Spirit wants you to carry around a lapis lazuli is because lapis lazuli actually helps you remember your past lives. Lapis lazuli also awakens your psychic ability, and I'm seeing that a lot of you have natural innate healing and psychic abilities. I don't know what your birth chart is, but I'm willing to bet you have those placements. But what I'm seeing for group number 3 is a lot of you are actually ignoring your intuition. You ignore your intuition because people have called you crazy in the past, or you know, maybe you were around narcissists or energy vampires that made you doubt your intuition, or maybe a lot of anxiety clouds your intuition, or you like to see the best in people, or whatever the case. I'm seeing that a lot of you block off your gifts, your gut instinct, your intuition, and it's kind of like this card right here. I'm going to show you real quick. See how she's blindfolded and she's staring at the snake? A lot of you are not trusting your gut instinct, and there is somebody that this could be someone in your life or someone in the future. This is a general reading, but with the 7 of Swords and the Fool, I'm sort of feeling there might be someone in your life currently who actually does not have your best interest at heart, or you have intuitive gut feelings about that you've been ignoring. And Spirit really wants me to tell you that if you're having intuitive gut feelings about this person, please listen, because it's very likely that your gut feelings are right, or sometime in the very near future. If your gut is telling you something about someone who doesn't seem to have your back, listen, because I'm telling you, your gut instinct is spot on. Now I also want to tell you that I'm also picking up, I think it's very likely a lot of you who picked group number 3 could have a past life as a Native American with forest and shaman and the past life card. I think it's very likely your ancestors were Native American, or you had a past life as a Native American, which is very typical for old souls. Now I'm going to add this little tidbit that I was picking up, guys. Your spirit animal is a wolf and a tiger. bigger. So you are very perceptive people. And on top of that, what I'm really picking up is a lot of you can be very, very sneaky. You guys know how to manipulate a situation to your advantage. Now you can use that for good or you can use it for bad, but I am telling you that's one of your natural gifts, is you know how to get away with things. You know how to sneak around. You know how to manipulate, wait, and play things to your advantage. Okay, I'm just making you aware of it, but I'm definitely seeing that's one of your gifts, whether, like I said, you use it for good or evil. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you later. Bye. All right, group number 4, let's see what your spirit animals are and why. So I'm just gonna lay down the cards real quick just so I can see what we're working with. Okay, group number 4. So this is what I find very interesting about your group. So first of all, when I was doing your pile and now when I'm reading your pile, one thing that I'm specifically noticing is a very heavy, stuck feeling. I find it very hard to talk. I find it very hard to move. I find it very hard to think. I almost feel a little paralyzed. And this feeling to me is sort of picking up what's going on with you in your life currently for those of you who picked group number 4. What I'm really seeing with these cards and feeling with this energy, I'm going to get into your spirit animal real quick, but this is a message spirit really wants me to tell you before we get into that. What I'm really seeing is a lot of you are kind of stuck right now. We have the card Lake and Stillness, and I'm just feeling this stuck energy, like the water's not moving, the water's getting stale, you know, the green is starting to take over the surface of the water. You're having a hard time releasing. I'm feeling like there's this stuck energy, and this could be stuck from something traumatic or bad that happened to you in the past, or you could be feeling stuck because you have to make a giant leap in your life. You have to make a giant change in your life, but you're simply not ready, and you tend to like to hold on to what is familiar or what's comfortable to you. I'm just sort of feeling like group number 4 right now in your life, you are about to, or currently you are going through a massive change, and I'm sensing a resistance to change. I'm sensing a fear of change, and I'm sensing a fear of the unknown, and being so scared of the unknown or doing something new or going out of your comfort zone that you're actually frozen in anxiety. So however that relates to you in your life currently, take it for what it is. I'm just sort of feeling like for you guys, for those of you who picked group number 4, now is the time for you to release old situations, old people from your life that you know intuitively are no longer serving you and your new path. And now is the time specifically to travel. For a lot of you who picked group number 4, I'm almost seeing like it would be beneficial for you to move, for you to travel, for you to try a new school, for you to do something new that would change your life forever, because I'm sort of seeing group number 4 that you feel stuck, you feel stagnant, you know that where you are is not where you want to be. And I'm sort of sensing that you know you need to move forward, but there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of fear of change, and just like this paralyzed feeling. So group number 4, what I really want you to know is if this resonates with you, keep in mind this is a general reading, it's definitely time for you to move on. Your intuition is correct. It's definitely time for you to release the old and embrace the new, and not to be scared, because you are going to find your destiny out of your comfort zone. Okay, so that's the big message I'm seeing. But now let's go to your spirit animal. So what I'm seeing for you guys is, it's really funny. I actually drew 3 different types of cards because I find it hard to believe that humans, as complex as we are, only have one spirit animal. So I actually drew 3 different cards to get 3 different spirit animals, but what I got for you is actually the peacock twice. So 100% without a doubt, group number 4, your spirit animal is the peacock. Okay, now the 3rd spirit animal I got for you is also a bird. So all 3 of your spirit animals are birds, which is very ironic because I was sensing that a lot of you have a fear of change and a fear of moving, and birds migrate every season and birds fly. That's what they do. They're free. But it's funny for you, group number 4, because your spirit animals are actually birds that cannot fly very far. They strut their beautiful wings. They're the most beautiful birds, I think, but they can only fly a very short short distance. And I think this is very funny because what I think Spirit is really trying to say is that I feel like a lot of you like to say, yeah, I'm a free spirit, yeah, I like change, yeah, I like adventure. You like to kind of strut that, but deep down, you really don't like change. Change really disrupts you, and you're actually someone who's very practical, even though you want to play like you're a free spirit. And I totally relate to this group number 4. I'm not dissing you whatsoever, but I'm seeing that that's part of the reason why the peacock is your spirit animal. Now, group number 4, I'm also seeing that recently or very soon, because I'm also seeing the butterfly as your spirit insect, what I'm seeing is that a lot of you are about to go through a major life change where you are not the same. Maybe some of you are going through Saturn return, going to a new school, moving, but I'm sort of seeing a huge metamorphosis in your life that's going to benefit you and turn you into this beautiful butterfly, not to sound cheesy. Now, what I do want to point out, group number 4, is a lot of the times when a butterfly is your spirit or animal totem, this means that a deceased loved one or a deceased ancestor is one of your spirit guides. So I don't know if I mentioned this earlier because I can't remember, but group number 4, if you see butterflies, if you see peacocks, if you see these kinds of birds, like I was saying, it's a way for your spirit guides to get your attention, kind of like number synchronicity on the clock, such as seeing 1111 or 222. It's a form of synchronicity because that's how spirit guides communicate. But what I'm really seeing, group number 4, is if you start seeing monarch butterflies or butterflies in general everywhere you go constantly, I want you to know this is a deceased loved one or it's a deceased ancestor, and they are acting as your spirit guide, and this is the form that they take. Now, I'm also getting a lot of fire energy in this group as well. I have the Strength card, the 2 of Wands, and the King of Wands. These are all fire signs, and I'm also getting the Tiger's Eye. So it's very likely a lot of you could have Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or it could mean when you're watching this video during Leo season, this Leo season is really changing and impacting your life in a very, very big way. Now, what I'm seeing is your spirit mineral, aka spirit crystal, is the Tiger's Eye. This is one of my favorite crystals. So this means that your soul needs this crystal right now, or this is the crystal that your soul is resonating with right now. Now, Tiger's Eye is really good for courage, as we have the Strength card, which represents courage. So I'm seeing that a lot of you right now need a lot of courage. I feel like a lot of you are going to face a big fear of yours that shouldn't be a fear at all, because it's going to lead to blessings, even though right now it seems very, very scary. And I'm seeing, group number 4, it would be very wise of you to get a Tiger's Eye and carry it with you, because the Tiger's Eye energetic property is going to give you motivation, it's going to give you energy, it's going to give you confidence, and it's also going to give you courage. And I'm seeing that a lot of you, some of you, I feel like a lot of you might front like this peacock, like you have a lot of confidence, you like to act like you're the best because underneath you feel like you're the worst or something like that. That's what I'm getting from this peacock. You're like, yeah, I'm awesome. You like to walk and talk like you're awesome because you don't want anyone to see that you're weak, and you don't want anyone to really, think all of those bad thoughts that you think about yourself. Possibly, this is a general reading, keep that in mind. And I'm seeing that a lot of you, what would be beneficial is this Tiger's Eye, like I was saying, because it is going to give you a lot of self-esteem. Now, I do want to tell you, group number 4, that so everyone has their own, things that make them beautiful or special, okay? I'm not just saying that, I know I'm mom, but really they do. But you specifically, group number 4, is we have fairies, we have peacock, we have butterflies. Guys, this is all like beautiful winged beings that are majestic, that fly in the air. So on top of being a fire sign, you could be an air sign as well. That's another thing I'm picking up. However, we did have the lake, so you could be a water sign, but I'm really picking up Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, or maybe an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. But what I want to let you guys know is you are very, very ethereal. I'm sensing a lot of you who picked group number 4, if you identify as female, I'm sensing that a lot of you know how to do your hair and makeup in a very stylish way, or you know how to dress yourself in a stylish way. If you're a guy, you could have tattoos, or you could know how to do more than the average guy in regards to styling yourself, but I'm sort of seeing that for those of you who picked group 4, you have a very unique way of expressing yourself. Like, your style is very striking, and it's something that people really notice about you, and it's something that's really attractive about you, because I'm seeing group number 4 that you are very, very, very creative people. You are inherently, naturally creative with all of this fire energy, the 2 of Wands, the King of Wands. In fact, it wouldn't shock me, group number 4, when I see a spread like this, if you are people who are meant to be entrepreneurs and have your own business. And if you're really young, I know that sounds intimidating and impossible and way off in the future. Trust me, I was there. But when the time comes, it's really not as big of a deal as you might think it is. But I really feel like a lot of you, your life purpose involves expressing yourself creatively. So this could include acting, singing, being a musician. This could also include designing something, being a YouTuber. You know, I feel like your life purpose involves expressing yourself in a creative way, and definitely not working for anyone else. I'm just sort of getting like this rebellious, like, I'm not going to listen to authority. I do what I want. I'm unique. Embrace it. Like, I just really feel that for you, group number 4, specifically. Out of all of the groups, you are really meant to work for yourself, and you are meant to do something that allows you to be creative and free, but you have to be able to take those risks. And I'm seeing that your creative flair is really going to bring you a lot of abundance. Now, another thing that I'm seeing, group number 4, is you have a strong connection to fairies. I don't care. I don't know if you believe in fairies or not. You don't have to. I personally do, because I know that there's an astral realm outside of this physical 3D realm that we live in with our bodies. And I know that on the astral realms, these beings do exist, such as fairies. They are an astral being. And I'm sensing that you are actually followed around by fairies. So if you have a garden, if you live near nature, if you see a glint at the corner of your eye, I think it's very likely that your spirit guides or your guardians could be fairies, or you are surrounded by fairies. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you have a fantastic month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye. All right, group number 4, let's see what your spirit animal is and why. I'm just gonna lay down the cards real quick just so we can see what we're working with. All right, group number 5. So first off, what's really calling out to me is you have the star, and you also have rainbow blessings. So immediately what I can tell by this group, for those of you who picked group number 5, is that I find it very likely that you are a type of alien starseed. Now, if you're not into spirituality and you're watching this video, you might be like, wow, I clicked on the wrong video. But hear me out, hear me out. I really feel like it's very likely that your soul originates from a different star system. I actually have a video on finding out what star system you are from if you are a starseed. If you wanted to check that out, the link is going to be down below in the description box. But group number 5, I really feel like it is likely that you are actually not originally a human soul. I think it's very likely you could be from other parts of the galaxy, and your soul decided to incarnate into the human form in this life to help usher in the age of Aquarius, or to enjoy the human experience. That's what I honestly feel like for those of you who picked group number 5. I do not feel like you are originally human souls. I feel like your souls are from different parts of the galaxy, and you existed as different types of dimensional beings throughout the galaxy. That was a very big thing that popped up. And I also want to tell you guys, I think it's very likely if you have a birth chart, you have some planets in your 12th house, or strong Pisces influence, 8th house influence, something like that, because what I'm seeing for you guys is I really think it's very likely. There's always this pile, but group number 5, you do have, everyone has spiritual gifts and abilities. Don't get me wrong, they do. But for you specifically, I honestly feel like you are a natural channeler, a natural medium. You are somebody that is way more in touch with the astral realms or the higher dimensions than most. And I like, that's 100 with Vision Quest Desert and the clear quartz. I'm definitely seeing that for you. I'm also seeing that you have very pure souls, group number 5, and I'll tell you why I'm seeing this. Okay, so we have the clear quartz, we have your spirit animal totem, which is the deer. So let me backtrack real quick. I actually drew 3 different cards for 3 different spirit animals because I find it hard to believe humans, as complex as we are, only have 1 spirit animal. So I drew 3 different cards, and what I got for you is your spirit animal is the horse, it is also a deer, and it is also the bee. Now I know a bee is not an animal, however I am seeing that it's one of your animal totems is the honeybee, or the honeybee SMR. If you watch YouTube like I do, you know who I'm talking about, but it's the bee that creates honey. So once again, it is a deer, a horse, and a bee. Those are your spirit animals and animal totems. That is what your soul really resonates with, and that's the vibration that you vibrate at. Now I also want to tell you that spirit guides communicate with us through synchronicity. That is their language. That's how they communicate. That's why we see number synchronicity such as 1111 or 222 or 333. It's because spirit guides communicate through synchronicity. That's how they get our attention or try to bring our attention to a certain message. And what I'm seeing for you, group number 5, is whenever you see a bee, whether it's in person or printed onto things, or whenever you see a deer, once again in person or printed onto things, or if you see a horse in person or printed onto things, it is very likely your spirit guide's way of getting your attention through that synchronicity, much like numbers on the clock or on license plates. So definitely watch out for these animals when you are out and about, and notice if you start seeing them a lot, because that is a sign that your spirit guides are certainly around. Now another thing that I am seeing is for some of you who had a special bond with a horse, or you've had horses at some point in your life, keep in mind this is a general reading. I know it's only going to be a select few, but I think it's very likely that horse you bonded with was very likely your spirit guide or a spirit guide, because spirit guides can be living animals. They can be humans that walk into your life as angels, as earth angels, and they can also be animals. So for those of you who had a horse, it's very likely that was your spirit guide, or it could also be like a deer you fed in your backyard or something like that. I don't know. This is a general reading. I'm just throwing out whatever that I'm picking up. Now I'm also seeing that for a lot of you, I think a lot of you, I'm seeing an affinity to the desert. So I think it's very likely that eventually, group number 5, you will end up living in a desert or a mountainous area. I'm specifically seeing out west, okay, west of the United States. If you don't live in the United States, I'm seeing that it's very likely you are going to achieve some sort of spiritual enlightenment when you visit the mountains or a desert somewhere, and it's going to be a life-changing experience for you. But I am definitely seeing that you have an affinity to the desert, whether it's a past life affinity or something like that, and I definitely see you visiting or moving there permanently. Now group number 5, another thing that I'm seeing is the star. So on top of that, so this is a general reading, okay, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but group number 5, on top of being a star seed, I think it's very likely that a lot of you will end up being very well known for what it is that you do. Now your spirit bug is a bee, and bees are very hard workers. They will literally work until they drop out of the ground, out of the air. Okay, they work till the day that they die. They are known as worker bees. And what I'm seeing, group number 5, is a lot of you could actually get a lot of recognition. And yes, I'm talking about fame, a lot of status, being very well known for doing something that you put your all into, that you work very hard with. So, you know, I know a lot of you guys are really young and you haven't found your passion, or you haven't found something you are willing to work that hard for. But I'm seeing, group number 5, you do have that natural work ethic. I'm willing to bet you have heavy 6th house placements, or you have very good Mars placements. There's something in your birth chart or in your soul print that is naturally a very dedicated and hard worker. That's why we have horse and bee as your spirit animal. However, like I was telling you, if you are younger, you might not be aware of your natural work ethic because school drains you, and you know, this environment we live in doesn't really inspire that in us. I was the same way when I was younger. I was really, really lazy until I found my passion. And I guarantee you, when you find what that is, if you haven't already, and you work at it, you are going to get success for it, because we have rainbow and blessings, and we have the star. I am most certainly seeing that for you. High recognition, high success, getting a lot of attention for the work that you do, even if it's not fame, being very well known in your field and achieving some sort of recognition. Now, another thing that I'm seeing for you as well is, I was talking about how you're very, very pure souls. This might be because I believe you originate from different star systems. We have the deer, purification, the rainbow card, and the star. This all indicates to me someone who is a very pure soul, who's kind of childlike and innocent in nature, someone who likes to see the best in people, someone who just has a very, very pure freaking soul. Like, you can't believe someone this pure walks the earth. Regardless of if you curse or the world has tainted you, like, your soul is so good and so pure, and that's one of the things that makes you so magnetic. Especially, I feel like you are also, you know, healers without trying to be. People are very drawn to how calm you are and very drawn to your healing energy. Now, I'm also seeing group number 5 that some of your best traits, because your spirit animal is the horse and the deer and the bee, one big thing that I picked up is it's very likely your most attractive physical traits is very likely either your hair. You might have really, really nice healthy hair, or it could be your big eyes, or your eyes in general. There's something very penetrating and deep and soulful about your eyes, because eyes are the windows to the soul, and I'm seeing you have striking eyes. That's probably one of your most beautiful physical features. Or your hair, and I'm talking about your natural hair, not like bleach blonde like mine, but your natural hair that is naturally very beautiful. Now, before I leave you guys, group number 5, another thing I'm really seeing is, I think you are very independent people. I feel like you need to be free to be happy. None of the animals I mentioned are domesticated animals. They are wild animals, and it takes a lot to tame them. They are people, or they are animals that are very independent. And I find that for you, you work best alone, or you're somebody who is able to handle life alone, and this is one of your strong points. So that's all I have for you, group number 5. I really hoped you enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.